got to make the best of your situation, because what the hell else are you going to do about it? I usually like to talk about fun things on Friday. I got to tell you, I'm not in the funnest mood today, which is sad because I met a really good friend from work, a colleague, and I freaking adore her, and I haven't seen her in ages. And she is being plagued with health issues, and it was just really good to connect with her. And then I literally just got a phone call. Those of you who follow me on Twitter know I have a group of girls who are, not a group, I have a couple of girls. We are the terroristic trio, but they make sure that I don't get too wrapped up in my fibromyalgia and Hashimoto's and all the other crap that's going on in the world. My inclination, especially when I'm under stress, is to withdraw. Well, they don't let me. But we had planned on going out tomorrow night, and then I was like, no, I can't go tomorrow because that's the anniversary of my mom's passing, and I got to spend time with my dad. Dad's my big priority. Although, side note, Dad's sick, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But we had talked about going tonight, and we never really confirmed it, or at least I didn't think we had, and I just got a phone call. Are you ready? Because I'm coming to get you. So this is going to be short tonight, and I hope that I'm only frozen on my end and not on yours. Dealing with depression. Now, this is obviously not a happy topic, but you know what? This is where I'm at. Yeah, I'm depressed. I've got so much crazy crap going on, and all the stress aggravates. It's just this crappy cycle. And if you have health issues, you know, you get into these cycles where, oh God, I really hope that I'm not frozen. I feel like a complete dork. I'm checking. I have a friend who usually tells me, and they're not telling me. So I am going to assume that I am not frozen, because I would think I would have heard something. Anyway, I'm down. I'm really down. I had a crappy winter. I didn't want to be in Fairbanks. I'm sorry, I don't like it here. And I just lost my chiropractor. It's a long story. I don't want to get into it, but he's been there since the beginning of all this crap. He's been there. He's been there for me for more than 15 years. And I don't have a chiropractor anymore. I got to tell you, it sucks. And I was really shocked at how hard I'm taking this, because I'm reeling. But, you know, I'm allowed to be depressed. I've got a lot of shit going on. And if I'm honest, I am depressed. Now, I'm very aware. I'm very aware of depression, because I spent a lot of my time in a very deep depression. I was suicidal for a few years because of my health issues. And that's when it was just fibromyalgia. I went like way past that. I would love to be that healthy again. But let's talk about dealing with depression, because this is something most of us go through. Now, keep in mind, I'm talking about just, the run-of-the-mill depression. I'm not talking about people who have a severe, deep clinical depression where you need help. Most of us just need a new outlook. So this information is from WebMD. I'm not sure if I said that. This is going to be interesting. Buckle up, because this is going to be interesting. Number one, you need to get into a routine. Depression causes your days to just blend. You just end up with this. You have no idea what day it is. You don't know what day of the week it is. You don't know what day of the month it is. And that's not good. You need a routine. It helps get you back on track. So if you're not work, of course, if you work at school, be at the same time, but going into summer, try to keep the same wake and sleep schedule. Try to keep the same meal schedules. Try to, whatever you're doing to fill your time, if you're, coming into summer and you're off. I'm really blessed. I only work 9 months. So I have one more week and I'm off, and I can hopefully catch up with myself. But it's important for me over the time I'm off to make sure that I stay in a routine, or the depression can get overwhelming pretty quick. Number two, you need to set goals. I'm not talking giant goals, because I know if you're depressed and you heard that, you're thinking up yours, lady. But I'm not talking big goals. Set small goals. Set things you know that you can achieve, because you need success. And as cheesy as it sounds, if you write down a to-do list for tomorrow and the top of your list is brush my teeth. Well, obviously you're going to brush your teeth. At least I hope you're going to brush your teeth. I'm going to get dressed. Put things like that down. Now, I know this sounds silly, but if you're really struggling at the end of the day, when you get to cross those off your list, you'll be amazed that even the things that are just routine, it's going to give you a boost. It's going to give you a little bit of a bump. And you know what? When you do that stuff, you need to celebrate your wins. And I'm really guilty of not doing this. I'm very guilty of getting to the end of the day and like, oh, you know, I didn't get this done and I didn't get that done, but I don't give myself credit for all the things that I did get done. So you need to celebrate your wins. And you know what? If you don't celebrate your small wins, you ain't going to celebrate very much because the big things don't come along very often. Set small goals, and you know what? As your successes grow, as you're able to mark off, I brushed my teeth today, I got dressed today. If you're really depressed, that's huge. That's huge to get up and get dressed. Give yourself props for that. But as your successes grow, so should your goals. Please don't let brushing your teeth and getting dressed be your goals for the next 6 months. That's not healthy. Number 3, exercise. I talk a lot about exercise because I know what it does for you. It boosts your endorphins. It reduces stress and anxiety. It helps you. It just gives you a sense of accomplishment. You know, and I've had people ask me a lot over the years, how do you exercise when you deal with all this pain? I'm going to hurt anyway. Like this morning, it was tough. Actually, all this week has been really tough. But you know what? I can't start my day by quitting. I can't start my day by allowing all this health mess to dictate how I'm going to. It already impacts my life enough. My fitness is that's that one thing that I'm going to wrestle back. Get on YouTube. Get on YouTube. Look up. There's so many free things out there. Yoga with Adrienne. Yoga with Bird. I have really gotten into Yoga with Bird. She's a lot slower than I ever thought I would like. But she always makes my body feel amazing when I'm done. Beachbody on Demand. You can do yoga or you can do cardio there. You can go on YouTube. I have a, what's his name? Zumba Sulu, I think is his name. I love him. He's a young Latino guy, really upbeat, cute as hell. Never hurts to have something nice to look at. But find somebody out there that you enjoy spending some time with and exercise. And you know what else you can do? Get off your ass and go for a walk. Go outside and enjoy nature. Leave your headphones off and just pay attention to what's around you. Number 4, you got to eat healthy. I know no one wants to hear that, especially when you're depressed, but junk food just makes it worse. It makes you feel worse physically and emotionally. You need omega-3 fatty acids like from salmon or tuna, which I will freely admit I have to supplement because I cannot stand fish. People ask me sometimes, how can you live in Alaska if you don't like salmon? It's not a requirement, unfortunately, or they would have booted my ass a long time ago. Folic acid, which you can find in spinach and avocados. Omega-3 fatty acids and the folic acids, they really help ease depression symptoms. Oh, I'm going to have to wrap this up because there's my ride. You need to get your sleep. Depression makes it harder to sleep. Usually sit there and just spin yourself up. Look, depression makes everything harder. Lack of sleep makes it even more complicated. So you got to get your sleep. Keep a morning and night, keep awake and sleep routine. Go to bed at the same time, even on the weekends. Get up at the same time, even on the weekends. Meditate. Meditation can change your life if you allow it to. You know what else can? Keeping a journal. I really firmly believe, and I will be honest and say I don't do this nearly as much as I should, but I really truly believe that a journal is a very cheap form of therapy. Meditate, keep a journal. That'll help you go to bed at night. You can even do PM yoga. I love to do nighttime yoga. No screen time. The ubiquitous I've seen everything from 30 to 90 minutes that you should shut down your electronics. They emit a light that just screws with your circadian rhythms. That being said, that never happens in my house, which might be why I have sleep issues. Number 6 way to help you deal with depression, I know you don't want to hear this, but you're going to have to take on more responsibilities. What? The inclination is to withdraw. If you stay involved, it's going to help counter that depression. Look, I work at home, and I'm grateful for that. Don't misunderstand me. But in an Alaskan winter, when I absolutely don't want to go out and go to the office, I don't want to go out and go anywhere. And I get very withdrawn. But I made sure this year that I was really involved in a lot of, I don't want to say extracurriculars, but I volunteered for a whole ton of stuff at work. I'm on, I don't know, like 6 committees. And I love it because that involvement really helped me keep the depression at a minimum. Taking on more responsibilities is going to ground you. It's going to give you a sense of accomplishment. And most of us are at least somewhat past COVID. If you're really down, why don't you call your local old folks home or your hospital and say, can I come in and read books? Can I come in and just talk to people? I'll bet, I could be wrong. I don't know where you live. I don't know what the laws and rules are, but I'll bet you someone will be really happy to have a little bit of your time. You can always call your neighbors. You have an elderly neighbor. Hey, I'm going to town. Is there anything I can pick up for you? Hey, I notice your lawn needs to be mowed. Can I do that for you? Things like that. It's little things like that. They're going to really make a difference for you, especially if you can help somebody else. Number 7, you need to challenge your negative thoughts. Use logic. Nobody likes me. Really? Really? That's such bullshit, and you know it. Logically, you know it. Now, granted, logic and emotions very rarely walk hand in hand, but don't do that to yourself. Whatever you're saying, I'm not good enough. Not good enough for who? Whose standard are you worrying about living up to? The only standard you should be worried about is your own. And if you don't know what those are, then you've got some work to do. But if you really think you're that awful, okay, that's fine. Here's what I told a friend of mine. She got really pissed at me too. She's not watching this, but girl, if you see this, I love you. She got so mad at me. I was like, okay, you're a terrible person. Prove it. Show me the evidence. I want a written list. I said, I want you to put a line through a piece of paper and write down all the reasons why you suck on one side and all the reasons why you're fabulous on the other. Yeah, she never did it. Or at least she never sent it to me. But seriously, where's the evidence? Prove it. Show me. You have to gain control over your inner critic. And it really can be just as simple as telling yourself, that's not true. Because it's not true. Nobody will ever be as hard on you as that damn inner voice is. So you need to gain control over it. Learn to tell it to shut the hell up. Number 8, try something new. That's going to change your dopamine levels, which is associated with pleasure, enjoyment, and learning. You can learn to knit. You can learn to sing. You can learn origami. You can learn yoga online. I cannot believe that I love this so much. I took up belly dance. I took up belly dance when they told me that my hormones were all crashed, and they told me that my thyroid is a mess. And they're like, basically, lady, you're a walking disaster. You need to lower your stress, but we're going to take away the fitness program that's your biggest stress outlet. I used to do cardio kickboxing, and I still have a deep love for it. But with where I'm at with my health, it takes more out of me than I'm capable of recovering. So a friend of mine suggested belly dance, and I was like, dude, belly dance? Are you serious? And it took me a while. But I found a teacher online that I really, by the way, it's Belly Dancer Diaries. But there's just something about her that I clicked with. I adore her. I like her so much I joined her Patreon. But just try something new. And finally, you got to try to have fun. Depression robs you of your joy. And trying to have fun when you're really depressed, it takes a lot of work. It does. Pick up old hobbies you used to enjoy. Reconnect with your loved ones. Go out with your girlfriends like I'm about to do. But life is short. And I wasted so much of it being so severely depressed that I didn't ever want to go do anything. I really just wanted to sit around and feel sorry for myself. And that's not how I saw it, of course. But that's what I was doing. That's not a life. That's an existence. You deserve more than that. Anyway, my ride is here, so I have to go. She knew I was videoing, so she's being very patient. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will be back Monday at 5 o'clock Alaska time. If you have any questions, I'm not an expert. I'm not a shrink. All I know is I used to be so depressed that I was suicidal, and now I'm well known on Twitter of all places as someone with a really positive attitude. And for goodness sakes, if you can stay positive on Twitter, you're a pretty positive human being. So if this is something you're struggling with, drop me a line. I've got a ton of free resources. They're not my personal things, but things that I've used over the years that I can share with you. And I really think that I can help you help yourself, because it's up to you. At the end of the day, for the vast majority of us, it's a choice. And I know that's hard to see when you're in it. And I know if you're in it, I know exactly what you're thinking about me, because I would have thought the same thing. But it's a choice. Something that's not on here, you know what you should do? If you're really struggling, write down 3 things every day that you're grateful for. I don't give a damn if it's the same thing every day. And I don't care if it says, well, I want to say it's basic, but it's really not. But you have a roof over your head, you have running water, and you have electricity. Those are 3 things you should be grateful for. Try to focus on, even if that's right now, if that's all you got, because for a while, that's all I could come up with, truly, which was so ridiculous. I have so many blessings in my life, but that's where I was. But that was enough to just, okay, wait a minute. It would help me keep it in perspective. This, that, and the other might be going wrong, but I still have a roof. I still have running water. I still have electricity. I'm going to be fine. And on that note, y'all have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday. Thanks.